What is going on, Clash Royale Crown Championship Challengers? Yes, this is it, you guys. This is the deck, Don't Tell a Soul. Right here, the easiest 20-win deck that I've seen in this deck so far, succeeding for me. Now, this is Tempest from Albania Royals, who visited our clan and shared his wins. There is the deck, you guys. I love this deck. It is a 3.0 average elixir cost, super fast deck, and the only real spells there, obviously, the poison and the log. I kind of thought that you would need more, but I am having so much success with this deck right now. And obviously Tempest, one of the early players to get to 20 wins. And call it a noob tool or not, but I love the Inferno Tower, okay? I love putting it down. Obviously opponents hate it, especially when they've got something like a P.E.K.K.A, Golem, Lava Hound, but I love the Inferno Tower. So call it the noob tower, call it what you will. At this point in the game, come on you guys, you got to admit, pretty much every deck is aggravating in one way or another. And right here, this little chip deck with the miner is just, I'm having a lot of fun with it, okay? And this fits my personal playing style. And that's really what I keep going back to. When I've made previous episodes, I've talked about the fact that you need to play a deck that's conducive to your playing style. If you prefer to play with a big tank, then you're going to need to find a deck like that. For me, it's the chip decks and the bait decks that I absolutely love. So again, this fits my personal playing style, and so I'm having a lot of fun with it. I prefer the fast decks. I don't have a lot of patience as a player to save up a bunch of elixir, so for me it's easier. 3.0, you can cycle through these cards so quickly, and that's the great thing about it, especially the miner, getting it in there, chipping away, and the poison spell, the log, and when you can, of course, putting together those deadly combinations of the miner with the knight, with the goblins, and with that ice spirit. So let's take a look at a couple of replays from Tempest, and then we will watch one of my own. And I know you guys are already asking, if it's that easy, Galadon, did you get 20 wins already? No, I didn't get 20 wins, but I'll show you my progress, okay? I haven't lost yet. I'll put it that way. I have not lost yet in the Crown Championship Challenge. That is right. I am undefeated. There's the title. Oh, I can see it now. Never lose it. Oh, anyway. Okay, so Tempest working his way, grinding away. And again, it's kind of an aggravating deck. You're just making that chip damage. But obviously, a lot of opponents are going to have very similar decks. You see, this guy's got the bats and, of course, the miner as well. So the miner, a great card right now. The way the meta is working out, to just chip away, especially if you can rotate that miner around. You see the way Tempest is dropping it at different places to try to keep his opponent from immediately countering it and stopping it from doing any damage to the tower. Here he drops it in front. The opponent's P.E.K.K.A not making any progress to the tower, getting fried one more time by that Inferno Tower. And now where that Inferno is placed is dangerous, simply because there, the Electro Wizard can reset that Inferno Tower, and that's one of the things that you want to do with that Electro Wizard card whenever possible. But again, Tempest continuing to chip away at that left tower. As you can see, we are into overtime, so this deck, although it's fast, does require patience. Now also, you have to remember that this is towards the end. These are the 19th and the 20th wins of Tempest right here. So he's playing against very skilled players who also have a similar number of wins. Now Tempest waited to drop the miner on the inside like that until he knew that his opponent did not have the tornado, no chance of waking up the King's Tower, and at this point, his opponent really has no chance of coming back unless something massive happens. He's dropped a second good game taunt because he knows it's pretty much all over. The log, the miner get in there, another poison spell, and Tempest picks up win number 19. Alright, so I have to take a moment and talk to you guys a little bit about this whole thing that people keep on saying on YouTube and on the different social media about how it's the odds against you winning 20 wins are 14,000, 17,000, 17 billion to 1. Don't listen to them, okay? Here is the thing. When they talk about those huge odds against you winning, that is only accounting for random number generation. Meaning that, yes, if you enter the lottery, you might have a 1 in gazillion chance of winning. But you guys have to remember, this is not a lottery. This is a skill-based game. And simply based upon the fact that you are watching this video, I'm not joking here, this may sound like a joke, but I'm actually serious. Simply based upon the fact that you're here watching this YouTube video about the Crown Championship Challenge puts you above the majority of other players. It shows that you have the interest and probably therefore translates to skill to succeed at this game. And again, I know it sounds corny, it sounds like I'm joking, but I'm actually dead serious, you guys. Not that many people come to YouTube to look at these videos compared to the number of millions that play these games. So right there, you are above and beyond most players in the game, and you've got a better chance of getting to 20 wins than simply an average player. Now, does that mean most of you will get 20 wins? Of course not, but I sincerely expect most of you to do much better than the average, and based upon these numbers people are throwing out, the average wins expected from a player would be 3. So do me a favor, down below in the comments, let me know how many wins you personally have gotten to, and if you try this deck. In the meantime, let's take a look at some advice directly from Tempest. First, he said, don't be too aggressive with the poison spell is what he meant. And that makes sense. The idea being that you shouldn't just be throwing it onto the tower, trying to grab that free couple hundred damage. You need to wait and pick your spots to put the poison down. Try to use it when you're going to be facing a large group of units. It obviously can be used offensively and defensively, but ideally, especially because this is a chip deck, you want to try to use it offensively, meaning try to catch the opponent's tower with it and the other units as well when he's defending or when he's putting together a big push. The next piece of advice for facing a specific deck, Elixir Pump and 3 Musketeer, he's talking about using the Knight and the Electro Wizard to defend the Musketeers and then the Miner to chip away at the Pump. A lot of players facing a Hog Rider have difficulty, but he's just saying here, Electro Wizard and Ice Spirit or the Goblins are great because you don't have a structure other than the Inferno Tower, and that is a negative elixir trade if you use the Inferno Tower to counter the Hog Rider. And then Tempest's last piece of advice we covered in the first battle, but it is very critical, dropping that Miner where the opponent, if he has the Tornado, can't pull it and activate the King's Tower. Also switching it up, meaning you're going to keep dropping the Miner in different positions, especially later in the battle when you are sure that your opponent does not have the Tornado. Then it's 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, put it on the corners. Keep your opponent guessing, because if they can get a unit between your Miner and the tower, that really just tears apart this entire deck and your chances of winning a battle. So this right here we are watching is Tempest's 20th battle, his 20th win rather, and as you can see, we are deep into overtime one more time, but Tempest again just grinding away at his opponent's tower. His opponent doing a great job here of stopping the Miner from getting much chip damage, but between the Miner, the Log, the poison spell, it is just a matter of time that Tempest takes his opponent down. You can see he's facing a similar deck, and so his opponent trying to chip away, but Tempest just has a slight lead and continues to rotate where the Miner drops. It's that Miner and the poison spell that are just slowly but surely ticking away, and then the Log ices the 20th win. A little bit of BM there at the end, but he got 20 wins in the Crown Championship Challenge. Congratulations to Tempest, and yes, of course, we took Tempest's deck out for a little test drive. And yes, as you can see on the right-hand side, that is where I stand right now in the Crown Championship Challenge. I am 8-0, you guys. Now, that is above average for me. I would say in a Grand Challenge, I usually get about 8 wins. That's probably my overall average. Every time I play a Grand Challenge, I'll end up with somewhere around 8 wins in the end. Occasionally, I will get the rare 12. Usually, I'll end up maybe around 6, but it averages out around there. So we tried it out. And yes, obviously this right here was my very first battle with this deck. Now this was not in the Crown Championship Challenge. This was in a Grand Challenge that I already had underway. So I wanted to test it out. And I believe this was in the Grand Challenge. At this point, I was either 4-0 or 5-0. So I was about halfway through a Grand Challenge. So I'm not facing a 0-win player. I'm facing a player that's got some wins under his belt in a challenge as well. Now, this player obviously not flawless in his play, and neither was I. I mean, you're going to see some pretty bad moves here. Like right there, I drop the knight to let the bandit charge the knight. And then as this Valkyrie is moving in, or maybe it was earlier. No, watch this Valkyrie move here. Yeah, that's right, goblins. Goblins on top of a Valkyrie. Great way, Gally. Great way to counter a Valkyrie. Seriously, you guys, sometimes I wonder how I win these things at all. But, okay. So, but look at the fact that I'm chipping away. I am slowly but surely chipping away at my opponent with the poison, the log, and the miner. Here he drops all of these units at once, but the Electro Wizard doing a great job right here. The miner making sure nobody's getting through. I don't know if that Ice Spirit was really needed again. I am new to this deck. I obviously have not played it nearly as much as Tempest. One more time here. This time the miner gets in, and he was better placed. You notice that she didn't get a chance to charge me, and that was ideal right there. She didn't get her dash in. Now I'm using the poison spell on defense to stop the minion horde. The log perfectly timed. Thank you, Galadon, for dropping that log just right. And again, I'm ahead, but not by much. I'm continuing to grind away at that tower. And also, I'm really trying to play conservatively here. Now right here, I noticed I wasted about 1 elixir to drop the knight, but he wasted at least 2 to wait and see how he wanted to react. And those little advantages make a big difference late in the battle. There again is the poison spell, takes care of the skeleton army, and a couple hundred more damage on the tower. Again, the bandit gets in and charges the Electro Wizard. I've got to use the knight to stop her. The log, again, perfectly timed if I do say so myself. The miner gets in there and he's on the tower, the dragon to counter. So that's some major damage to that tower. Time counting down, the poison goes in as well. And we pick up another win. So yes, you guys, this deck, I think, is the easiest deck out there right now to pick up wins in the Crown Championship Challenge. Again, down in the comments, let me know how many wins you've gotten or how many wins you get with this deck. Thank you, as always, for watching. Make sure you subscribe for the earliest possible update and sneak peek information. Watch me live stream on Mixer.com where I drink caffeine, but it doesn't affect the way I talk at all. Have a fantastic day. You guys are the true hashtag GalaFam, and I will see you all back here again tomorrow for more full attacks.
Galadon, I can't get past 17 wins, but that's okay.